Welcome to the On Your Side podcast. I'm Gary Harper.
And I'm Susan Campbell.
What's going on today?
Well, I didn't quite get to the breakfast that you brought me yet, so we might hear my stomach rumbling on this podcast. I apologize in advance for everybody. Gary was nice enough to actually bring me breakfast this morning.
I got to take care of you, Susan.
And I was so busy running around right before this podcast that it's still sitting on my desk, and I'm very excited for it when we wrap everything up.
Just microwave it, and it'll be just as good as soon as I brought it to you. Yeah. So today we're talking a little bit something that's out of my realm of expertise, if I'm an expert in anything, but we're talking computers, Windows. Do you even know anything about Windows and Windows 10?
I really like our IT guys and girls here at the station. They are my favorite people in the world. Whenever I have a problem, our helpline is literally HELP.
Yes.
And I love calling them. They're so good at it.
I mean, even when something goes out, I don't know how to mess with the computer. And it's, anyway.
And I think a lot of people are in the same situation as us. We turn on our computers, we expect them to work, and we don't really think about all of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, the back end. And there is a giant change that's happening that's really critical for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're talking about this today. So today, Dan Ackerman joins us on the On Your Side podcast. He is the editor-in-chief from the Microcenter. How are you today, Dan?
Hey, good to see you guys. I'm doing great.
You're out in Brooklyn. How are things out in Brooklyn?
It's starting to get a little chilly here. You know, temperatures that I don't think you guys are going to see right now in the high 50s. But other than that, pretty darn good.
Yeah, we'll just send some of that nice weather down here, and we'll reciprocate when need be, okay?
Thanks. Yeah, and I hope to be out there pretty soon.
Hey, kind of dumb down this topic for me anyway, and it'd probably be helpful to some of our viewers too.
Lots of people, yeah.
When we talk about Windows and Windows 10 and the fact that it's going away, we're going to get to that. But what is Windows 10 and what does it do for us? Why is it on our computer? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, people who have PCs as opposed to, Macs or Chromebooks, they run Windows as their operating system. And the point you made about your IT help desk, I think is a really good one. It's the best when it's transparent. You don't even notice that it's there. You only have to pay attention to it every so often, like when one version of it is ending and you have to switch to the new version of it if you haven't already.
And Windows 10, which is what a lot of people operate on right now, is going away. Why and what do you do if you have Windows 10?
That's right. When Microsoft puts out a Windows operating system, they generally support it for about 10 years. So Windows 10 came out exactly 10 years ago. Windows 11 has been out for almost 5 years now, and a lot of people have switched over, but not as many as you would think. Last year, I think it was like 60 to 70% of computers were still running Windows 10. As of right now, it's down to a little above 40%, but that's a lot because official support for Windows 10 is ending next week.
When you say official support is ending, what does that mean? What kinds of potential risk factors does that put us at risk for if we are still using that operating system?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that your computer with Windows 10 is going to stop working. It's still going to look and feel the same, but it's not going to get updates anymore, no features, no bug fixes, but much more importantly, it's not going to get any security updates, and that's a really vital part of any operating system, whether it's on your phone or your laptop or anything else.
So that's a huge deal to not have those security updates.
Yeah. How do you know if you have Windows 10 or Windows 11 already?
Sure. You know what? The visual clue I give people is if you're looking at your laptop's, screen, if the little start button that you press to open up programs or get to your menu, if it's all the way on the left side of the bottom of the screen, then you have Windows 10. If it's in the middle, it's Windows 11. But you can also, just click on that and go to the About My Computer section, and it'll tell you right there. But that visual clue, I think, is very helpful for people. Middle 11, left side 10.
So if you have Windows 10, you can keep it if you want, right? If you don't want to upgrade to Windows 11, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but what do you do if you want to keep Windows 10?
I mean, there are some people who are diehard fans, and you can still use Windows 10 after next week. It's just not going to get those updates for most people. There are a couple of ways you can keep it going. If you're a company and you have your infrastructure built around Windows 10 and you have, dozens or hundreds of machines, there's an extended service program for that where Microsoft will support it for a few more years. But this time, and this is a relatively new thing for Microsoft, for consumers, people like you and me who just have one laptop or one desktop at home, there is what they call the the ESU, Extended Security Updates Program, that you can now sign up for. There's a couple of different ways to do it. Basically, they want $30 to basically hit the snooze button for a year and give you one more year of just bare bones security updates, nothing else, but just the most important, most key security and antivirus updates.
When we are talking about the potential security issues, give us some examples of what could happen if you are not getting those regular security updates. Like why should we actually care about this?
Yeah, for any kind of device out there, whether it's your smartphone or your laptop or your desktop or a tablet, there are always new vulnerabilities being discovered. Some of them are delivered through, websites or through things you click on, and people are always running around trying to patch those. And those patches come to you as security updates. And when something goes out of service, like Windows 10 is going to, that's almost inviting people to say, hey, anyone who's still running Windows 10 and does not have security updates is probably maybe not as tech savvy. They have older hardware, they're not paying attention to their security. So maybe we're going to focus even more on trying to find those exploits. So that makes it even more of a vulnerability, which is why it's important to make sure you're doing something about this Windows 10 situation.
So walk us through updating to Windows 11. What is that actual process like if somebody is still sitting at Windows 10 but wants to make the change?
Yeah, I have updated many computers from Windows 10 to Windows 11 over the years. It's frankly pretty easy. You just open your start menu. You can type in Windows Update, and it will take you to the Windows Update section of your computer, and it will right there give you the option to update to Windows 11 if your computer is able to support Windows 11. And I'll say that almost any computer that you've bought in the last 5 or 6 years should be fine. Some older ones also. There are always a couple of outliers. But the system requirements for Windows 11 are not very high. I think most people who still have Windows 10 machines, if they're 5, 6-ish years old, should be fine, and it's a free update.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I just got a new laptop maybe 6 months ago, so I'm in the clear then. I should have the most updated version then, right?
Yeah, anything you've bought since about 2021, 2022 is going to have Windows 11 pre-installed, and that's the current version of the operating system with all the latest and greatest. And that, again, should be supported for 10 years from when it launched in around 2020.
Gary, you blew right past one of our favorite words. He said it's free to update. We love the word free, and you just blew right past. We want to hit this a little bit harder. Yeah. So when we go to click and update, this is not supposed to cost us anything. So if somebody's trying to charge us, it's a red flag.
That's correct. You used to have to pay for operating system updates from different companies, but Windows 11 was a free update and continues to be as long as you have Windows 10.
Since we're talking about this, scammers now comes to mind. So is this an opportunity for unscrupulous people to somehow say, hey, I can get you up to Windows 11?
Pop-up. Yeah. The pop-up. Yeah, hey, I'll help.
The pop-up, yes. I guess, are we going to see some of those? Like, hey, let me help you get to Windows 11.
Oh, I have no doubt. I still get those occasionally. The pop-ups on websites that go, oh, we've detected this, we've detected that. Click on this button to solve it. Obviously, you should never do that. Those are like basically pop-up spam ads that come from whatever website you're on. Again, the easiest way is just to go to the Windows Update section on your computer. It'll tell you if you have Windows 11 already, which frankly, you probably do. But if you're one of the 40% of people who are still running Windows 10 on a PC, it should have an update button right there, assuming your machine can handle Windows 11, which again, most of them can.
40% sounds like a lot. Is that surprising to you?
I went through the Windows 8 to Windows 10 update about 10 years ago, so it's not super surprising to me that people tend to stick with what they know. If it works fine, you don't really feel the need to update to the newest thing, especially because transferring to a new operating system, it can be a little daunting at first, especially the first year or two while they work out all the bugs and make it better. But I think it's relatively transparent. It's relatively, frustration-free on the systems I've done it on. So I would not think it's a big blocker for people at all.
For people who are going to make the change now, finally, they haven't made it yet, what is the biggest thing they're going to notice that looks different?
You are going to see some changes in how Windows looks, where they moved like the start menu to the middle of the screen versus the left. They have some of those new AI features built in, which you can turn off if you don't want. But Microsoft, along with every other tech company, is really pushing a lot of that stuff. Microsoft's version is called Copilot. But other than that, I don't personally feel there's a ton of difference in terms of everyday, day-to-day operation between a Windows 10 machine and a Windows 11 machine, especially because Whether you're on a Windows machine, a Mac, anything else, what do we do on our computers? We surf the web most of the time. Maybe we play some games. We use an app like Zoom or an email app. Those are going to look the same no matter what you're doing.
So by upgrading from 10 to 11, is it just basically for safety or what?
That's really where a lot of it comes in. They do a big overhaul, every 5 or so years and have a new, numerical version. They went from 8. They actually jumped right to 10 from 8 because that was such a big jump. This is just going from 10 to 11. And Apple, on the other hand, does it a little more year to year. Every year there's a new version of Mac OS or iPhone OS or whatever your Apple product is. So that's more granular. There's a smaller update every year versus that big giant jump every 5 years. But the end effect is generally the same. You're getting, increased security, you're getting new features, you're getting bug fixes. It's just a way to keep the software and the hardware running smoothly together.
I am thinking about my parents' house, and I know they have an older computer, and I'm assuming that they are probably going to get something out of this podcast.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have an upgrade to make.
How old is their computer?
I don't know how old
Should
exactly.
they just get a new one?
No, they do have a newer one, but I know every so often my mom logs into the old one. And so, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good reminder for
Lots
them.
of good reminders.
Hey, Mom and Dad.
Yep. Hey, check out the On Your Side podcast.
Do they listen?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
They love you.
Oh, that's nice. I love them. I haven't even met them. All right. Hey, Dan, thank you so much for being on the On Your Side podcast. Windows 10 going away. So good information. I appreciate it. And if people want to find out more about you, Dan, or the Microcenter, where do they go?
You bet. Microcenter is the world's best computer store, and we are coming to Phoenix, opening up hopefully in time for the holiday shopping season at Arcadia Crossing. So I will hopefully see you guys there when the doors open pretty soon.
Oh, wow.
That's big news.
That is really cool. Nice plug there.
Yeah.
And so the store's all ready to go and ready to
We're
open?
building out the store right now, and I don't have an exact date yet, but I'm very, very hopeful we'll be there for the holiday shopping season, and I'll be there for the grand opening.
Yeah, what's the cross streets on that, Dan? Do you remember?
It is 11th and something. It's the big shopping plaza called Arcadia Crossing.
Probably Indian School, maybe?
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Lots of good news here right at the end, too.
I know. That's great. Hey, Dan, thanks so much, and we'll see you again with computer-related questions coming your way whenever we need to, okay?
Awesome. Thanks so much. Would love to. Thanks, guys.
Well, I feel a little bit smarter now.
It's always fun to talk about things that really, you don't feel like an expert in and feel like you're just learning a little bit more. And I do think this is one of those things that's going to be so helpful to people because I think that you don't pay attention to it very much. You just turn on the computer, you expect it to work.
And I hope this kind of like raises not eyebrows, but just alerts people that because if you do have Windows 10, you're going to keep working on it, and you've got to upgrade because you don't want to have those, the scammers kind of seeping in. That 11 will kind of keep those bad guys out.
The security is critical.
The On Your Side podcast is produced by Brad Denny. Our audio engineer and editor is Todd Martin. Segment producer is Colin Stanton. And I'm Gary Harper.
And I'm Susan Campbell. If you have a problem you can't resolve, maybe we can. Send us a message through azfamily.com or our AZ Family mobile app. Look for the On Your Side section and leave us a message. Thanks so much for listening to the On Your Side podcast. And if you like it, leave us a review. We'll see you next week.
On Your Side is on Good Morning Arizona every weekday morning at 6:45 and 7 o'clock. And every weekday evening on Good Evening Arizona at 4 and 5 o'clock. You can also catch it on Arizona's Family News at 9 on 3TV every weeknight.